And so, how does the relationship tend to shift in that parent child relationship when now a parent is also, as we talked about, the educator and the teacher?
Yeah. So I think a lot of this ties into that conversation of parent burnout that we already had. But also, I think the way it changes does depend significantly on your parenting style. If you have been more of the parent that your kid gets home from school and they can do whatever they want, suddenly you instructing them, hey, we're going to work on this right now, maybe like a huge shift for your child. If you were already maybe parenting with a more Montessori approach where your child has been involved in, loading the dishwasher, sweeping the floor, counting out crackers for a plate, all of those kinds of things, it may feel like more of a natural shift rather than this like big change. So I think your parenting style depends significantly. Um, and I think, that relationship will have to evolve though. I don't I think it can be a really great thing for a parent because I like to think about, there was this video that went viral of this girl in the back seat of her parents' car. She's probably 2 or 3. And like the whole drive, it was just question, 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 question before the parents could even answer anything. And I think about like young kids think that their parents are a genius and they know absolutely everything about the world. And it's like this magical time where they completely idolize their parent. And by transitioning into the role of their teacher, you can kind of get back to that for a lot of parents. And that can be something really cool and empowering and build a great connection. But it can be a little bit of pressure too. I know one of the things that I always told teachers, and I experienced as a teacher myself, was like, it's okay to say to a kid, I don't know the answer to that because I feel that if they think that we know all the answers, then they can get frustrated when they might not know the answer. So I've always been a big believer in being like, I don't know, let's look it up together. I don't know, this is how we could figure it out. And that can be a powerful thing for your child to also see you as more human and someone they can relate to.
I think those are some great points. And, but the roles do begin to kind of blend because you're now not just a parent, you are the parent and the educator. And it may take some kind of readjusting and shifting of boundaries, especially if it is an older child. Because you're right, there might not be initially that, you're amazing at and there might be maybe more attitude. There might be more like, okay, depending, it just depends on, again, you're right, the parenting style, but also the age of the child, and sort of that relationship. But it may take certainly some time to kind of restructure and rebuild those boundaries and reestablish those roles. But I think on the flip side, you're right. There is a lot of value in that. You have more time together, right? And a different way of connecting with your child that can deepen the connection. Like you said, with you take on learning with them as well. They see you and can gain or see you more in that human light and deepen that relationship as you talked about. But also just in preparation, the emotional load can kind of increase for the parent, right? It's a lot now to then feel like you're the parent, responsible as the parent, but also as an educator and responsible for their learning, like really fully responsible for their learning and development. And that can be a lot for a parent to take on initially and adjust to what that means and how they can best handle now this new sort of blending of roles. But I do think can be a lot of great value in it after sort of maybe some of the challenge and the difficulty of adjusting. But that's like anything new, right? It takes that time to build it and get used to it and see what it's going to be structured like and what's going to work best. And it might take some trial. You might start off with one idea or one way of structuring it and find that that doesn't work and have to kind of shift that or shift the model that you use and really, I think, show some flexibility as well.